Out of Left Field is brought to you in part by Coordinated Health Hazleton Campus. Better together.
Hello everyone, I'm Ken Cara, and this is an Out of Left Field special edition. It's like that one gold foil special card in a pack of baseball cards, or for the younger generation, finding that rare Pokemon on Broad Street. This episode is all about the World Series champion manager and Hazleton's own Joe Maddon and his Chicago Cubs. In our last segment, we'll hear from Maddon himself. But leading off is the Do Simple Better, Try Not to Suck bar tour. Both are sayings made famous by Joe Maddon. Here's what happened in the Hazleton area the night the Cubs won their first World Series title in 108 years with Joe Maddon at the helm.
Hello, this is the Do Simple Better / Try Not to Suck bar tour. I'm your host and designated driver. We're going to travel around the Hazleton area finding out what's going on for Game 7 of the World Series as Hazleton's own Joe Maddon tries to win the World Championship with the Chicago Cubs. Now we're taking my wife's car, so everybody be cool. Don't spill anything. We need some tunes to cruise to as we get this tour started to get pumped up for the game. How about my new jam? This is BB Rexa, In the Name of Love. Love this song right now. Just some great music in there. We don't actually have to listen to it. But let's do this. Let's get the night going. This is Bill Murray doing Take Me Out to the Ball Game at Wrigley Field, doing it as Daffy Duck because that's awesome. Me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. He does it much better. But now we're pumped up. Go Cubbies. This is real. This is what happened tonight. This is real. This is real. I wanted to start here at Cousin Joe's with my buddy, Michael Cabell, lifelong, went to high school together, and his dad, Frank Cabell, and we watch a lot of our Red Sox games here. We're big Red Sox fans, but of course supporting Joe. But Mike, me and you sat here in 2008, very confident the Red Sox were going to beat the Tampa Bay Rays that night, even though it was Joe Maddon, but we were pretty cocky going into that.
Yes, we were. It was that was one of the best Red Sox teams I've ever seen. That's why they didn't win the World Series, so it was all due to Joe. He was one of the best. And
Joe beat us, and I think I cried that night.
I did. I was crying right down there, laying on the bar. So it was a bad night, but kind of bittersweet because Joe is awesome, and I know that he's one of the best around, best in the league, maybe one of the best ever. So it was bittersweet.
I also remember post-game, he mentioned Hazleton, and I remember they had it on the speakers here, and I felt a little bit better after that. So, Michael, you've gone up, we've gone into third base. I've worn Red Sox stuff, and we don't always get the warmest welcome, but there's some good discussions to be had in there.
Yeah, Dave, him and I, we have some competitive banter, to say the very least. And after 08, that was rough. I don't think I went in there for a couple months. I didn't want to take the busting I was going to get from Dave, but it's all in good fun.
You gave up cold cuts for that long. Wow, that is commitment to the Red Sox. This is stop number 2 on the... Keep forgetting the name of it. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. This is stop number 2 on the Do Simple Better / Try Not to Suck bar tour. We're at Bunkers in Hazleton Heights, and I'm with John Keegan, your business right over here. Heights Terrace Pharmacy. So you've been in the area a long time. You're watching someone you graduated high school with at the local bar here, so it's kind of surreal.
Joe and I were in the same homeroom together, and it's just amazing to see him and his team and his career, what he did along the way to get here and watch Game 7 of the World Series. Just wow.
What was Joe like in high school? I mean, do you remember him? I mean, what was it kind of like?
Oh yeah, we were in the same homeroom together. Real nice guy. What I remember is football and baseball. He did both. You know, he just was an athlete's athlete, and he enjoyed it, and he just pursued his passion throughout his life.
You're very involved in the community. Of all the Joe Maddon story that you hear, what's your favorite part of it? Is it the baseball? Is it the hip center? I mean, what about Joe? Do you think really sticks out?
I really think it's a combination of both. It's not just the fact that he had a great career, but he also came back to Hazleton to his roots. And he did help the hip center. He's helped Hazleton in general with its image, and I just think it's a fantastic story.
In and out of Heights Terrace Pharmacy, are people talking about the Cubs? I mean, are people excited about Joe?
Oh yeah, they're real excited about Joe. They're real excited about, it's just a hometown story, and it's beautiful.
All right, we'll go get back to enjoying the game. It's about the middle of the 4th right now. Cubs are up 3-1.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Stop number 3 on the Do Simple Better / Try Not to Suck bar tour is here at Bottlenecks in West Hazleton. I am here with Jessica Kennedy, right?
Yeah.
Good. Bartender here, and bartender to the stars, because you have waited on Joe Maddon and some of the big-time players he came in. You gave him the famous shot in a beer last year.
The Hazleton way.
Did you know about that before he came in, the Hazleton way, or are you like, wait a minute, what is this?
I was like, wait a minute, what is this? Then they explained that he likes the Jameson and lager.
That's Joe's drink. He does the Jameson and lager. Absolutely. What was it like interacting with him? Was it like just someone else from Hazleton coming in here?
Yeah, just a regular guy. No one bothers him, drinks, eats, has fun, laughs, hangs out.
Regular guy who signed 20 baseballs for you.
About that, yeah. Him and his guys that he brings in, baseball players.
We're coming to the end of the Do Simple Better, Try Not to Suck bar tour. We ended it at Cassatt's. All the emotions basically all Cubs fans were feeling. You guys were great heading down there. Sandy, I have great shots of you just pleading for those last few outs. What's going through your mind as you're watching? How nervous were you? Just describe it.
Oh my God, my stomach was in knots. I was like just praying that they would get these outs because I was so scared. I want the Cubs to win.
Why is it so important? Why is it so important for Joe? Well, I think, such a nice guy. I mean,
yeah, hey, absolutely, he's a nice guy. This is his town. We're all for him. Go Joe! I love you!
and over here, Ashley, same thing with you too. Hold's in there. How long have you been following this Cubs team? Or I mean, there's been watch parties here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I'm proud. I'm so proud of him. It's a hometown thing, good for him. He deserves it. They all deserve it. They did great. It was a very nerve-wracking game, but
Were you here when Jeff Cassatt was elected mayor?
yes, I was.
What was the bigger party, when Joe Maddon won the World Series or when Jeff Cassatt was elected mayor?
I think they're kind of both the same, to be honest. Yeah, it was just both super excitement. It's just great things happening. Just like good things.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your hospitality tonight. We definitely appreciate it. Now let's talk with the Hazleton Mayor. Go Cubbies! So we're at the end of the Do Simple Better, Try Not to Suck bar tour, and it ended at Cassatt's, and you just saw Mayor Cassatt flying the W. And nice shirt, sir. I really like it. He had a t-shirt cannon in there. He was just launching these. Jeff, you've been following Joe and the team. You were at one of the games. What was going through the whole game tonight? It really had everything.
It did. Two teams waited so long to get to the World Series, so it was a great fitting way to go extra innings tied up, and fortunately our side came up on top. But it's a great tribute to everybody that played, and Hazleton came out on top.
On moments tonight, people might have said, what's Joe doing here? What's Joe doing there? Did you ever doubt maybe Maddon's wisdom in this game? There were some different calls there.
Well, he has a unique way of coaching, but that's why he's successful. He's Coach of the Year again, so I have faith.
Jeff, you've had the bar was packed tonight. I mean, to see that much pride in Hazleton, people chanting Joe's name, what does it mean for you even to see us in Hazleton? I get chills almost.
Well, that's the one thing that's great about Hazleton. They always had that sense of community. You stick up for the people that came from here. No matter if it's baseball, football, the singers and all that stuff. You always, we have a tight bonded community.
Now, Jeff, I know maybe not official mayor business tonight, but are we going to see a Joe Maddon Day coming up or something? Will Hazleton be doing something?
I'll speak with Joe later this week.
All right, well, Mayor Jeff Cassatt, thank you again so much for hosting us here at Cassatt's. It's the end of the bar tour. Up next, we find out from an elite Cubs fan what the World Series title means for longtime fans of the team.
Out of Left Field is brought to you in part by Coordinated Health Hazleton Campus. Better together.
Welcome back to this out of left field Joe Maddon World Series Cubs win special. I notice a lot more Cubs hats around Hazleton now that Maddon is the manager in Chicago. You already saw what the World Series title meant to those in Hazleton. Well, what did it mean to someone from Chicago who helped found a wildly popular Facebook group called Elite Cubs Fans? Here's the answer.
In high school, elite Cubs fan Jason Gilley was asked to put on some Indian war paint and pump up the student body. He wanted to help, but he didn't have any paint, so Gilley used his mom's blue mascara and psyched up the crowd. The makeup took a week to wash off, but the feeling he got from the crowd never left him. Gilley kept painting up to support his beloved Chicago teams, including the Cubs. While walking around Wrigley Field during the World Series in 2016, he helped fire up the faithful, and his getup grabbed national media attention as the Cubs tried to end their 108-year World Series drought against the Cleveland Indians.
I'm never going to affect the outcome of a game. I know this. However, I can affect how well the fans can show their passion. So when I walked around at that stadium for the 3 days that they were playing, and even during the World Series game, I just felt the love of all the Cubbies fans. And when fortunate enough to have a news organization or like a Budweiser and stuff film me, and if they put that into something that people can appreciate and sort of say, that's a Cubs fan for you right there, and be proud of that, it touches my heart. It get choked up again, but never would I have anticipated the reaction that this would have gotten, and I never, ever, ever want the Cubs fan base to look at me and go, oh, there's that stupid circus clown. Instead, I want them to understand that, hey, I'm just one of you guys. I show my passion differently, and we all do it differently. No one's a better fan than the other. I just wear my jersey on my face, and it's just an awesome feeling, especially when I get home and my 11-year-old has his face painted up a little bit, and he's like, look, Dad, look, it just makes me proud. It's pretty awesome.
Jason Gilley was getting ready to purchase a company. It's part of his business. There was just one problem. If he went ahead with the purchase at this point in time, he would have to miss the World Series in Chicago. Gilley, a co-founder of the Elite Cubs Fans group on Facebook, couldn't bring himself to pull the trigger. The purchase could be made in the future. This trip had to happen now.
I actually hitchhiked all the way from Orlando Monday morning after I got out of a meeting at 9:30, all the way until, it was like Thursday at like 2 in the morning, and I arrived in Chicago.
Well, let me ask you this. Was it worth it?
It was beyond worth it. It was the experience of a lifetime. And this is from someone that did not even get into a single game, yet sitting outside, walking around Wrigley, with the Wrigley faithful. Let me tell you, it was the experience of a lifetime.
Gilley has a way of attracting attention. That's good because he loves interacting with other fans. He met a lot of them during his World Series trip to Chicago, and here's one of the stories that still sticks out in his mind.
There's a lady there that used to be homeless for 2 years. We're going to do a story about her on our page. We got her name and number. She met one of the season ticket holders inside. The season ticket holder gave her a job and got her off the streets. She ended up using her money now, and she sends people to get jobs. She gets some bus passes, and she's out making a difference in her community because of the season ticket holder that's just a random guy in the stadium, has no connection with her, yet he is just a Cubs fan, and this is just what we do. And just listening to her story, and I actually had her tell it twice, once to the person who does her Twitter page, and let me tell you that it was just heart-touching. It was amazing to see that Cubs fans, sort of reach out for each other, and they lift each other up, and you know, it's bigger than the team sometimes.
The elite Cubs fans are all about these connections. They've already banded together twice to help raise money for the Hazleton Integration Project, which was co-founded by Cubs manager Joe Maddon in his hometown. So ECF members are there for each other off the field, and they're always there to help the cause on it. The elite Cubs fans are positive. They don't allow too much negative talk. During Game 7 of the World Series, Gilley's positivity helped rally the troops. After a Rajay Davis home run tied the game late for the Indians, Gilley took a stand.
There was one moment, and at this point was the only time I actually went inside of a building to watch a game, because during this time I'm sitting there at a place called Trace. It's a bar that plays the game, and when he you know, tied it up, everyone, it went silent, like you see at any stadium when it happens, and everyone was sort of looking around. The person I was with was an elite Cub fan. They were from Los Angeles, and they put their head down, they shook their head, and I was looking at her going, "Oh no, don't give up, come on!" And she just smiled on her face, and she turned around, and she says, "We got this, it's okay," you know. And you could see around, you got mixed emotions. But it wasn't until that guy got up in the bottom of the ninth inning and hit that monster drive deep right field, and it went foul, that everyone, half the place was ready to run out swearing and cursing, and boy, they were upset. They were like, "Are you kidding me?" And I turned around to everybody, and I stood up on the bar stool, so everyone, and keep in mind, I'm fully painted, so I stood out, and all I did is scream two words. As I said, "Strike two!" Like it was a good thing that happened, you know, like, hey, don't worry. That was just a long strike. So, you know, people sort of took a breath, smiled a little bit, and they started clapping like, "Oh, hey, wait a minute, Chapman's up on him with 2 strikes.
It ended up being a 1-2-3 inning. The Cubs ended up scoring twice in the 10th and winning the whole dang thing for the first time in 108 years.
When I explained to my son, being a Cubs fan is something that'll help him throughout his entire life. One of the things I tell him is that Cubs fans learned how to deal with adversity. We learned how to be loyal. We learned what it's like to appreciate what you got when it happens, and to celebrate when there is time to celebrate, but more importantly is to never give up. And throughout life, I've been thrown a lot of curveballs, and let me tell you, it's so easy to just give up and take the easy path. But, you know, when this World Series happened and what it's done for the city, it just shows us all. Not giving up and persevering was awesome, and it was so worth it. And hopefully it's taught millions and millions and millions of Cubs fans that stuck with the team, didn't give up on them, that it was worth it. And that life lesson will stick with them a lifetime.
That's a Cubs fan for you.
Up next, we hear from the man of this half hour, Joe Maddon, and we'll learn more about the Hazleton Integration Project.
Out of Left Field is brought to you in part by Coordinated Health Hazleton Campus. Better together.
Welcome back to this Out of Left Field special. Every year, Joe Maddon comes home to Hazleton around Christmas time. There's usually a bunch of events he attends to help promote the Hazleton Integration Project and its home, the Hazleton One Community Center. To help with the cause he helped found, he brings in some of his friends. Over the years, Yogi Berra has stopped by, and Tommy Lasorda and Manny Ramirez, just to name a few. Remember earlier in this episode, I sang along with star Bill Murray to take me out to the ball game. Well, this year, Joe took Murray out to the Hazleton area. Here's what Murray had to say at the Valley Country Club in Sugarloaf.
I would like to repeat that introduction. I'd like to introduce the manager of the Chicago Cubs. And I would like you to repeat after me in a loud chant that will bring all those loudmouths in the other room into this room. Mr. Joe Maddon. But I want to thank Joe and all of you for making it possible for me to have a destination journey of Hazleton, Pennsylvania. We're going to get snowed in tonight. It's going to sound very much like Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
How crazy is that? Bill Murray said the word Hazleton. I love it. However, it wasn't my favorite moment from Joe's visit in 2016. Nope, that came during Joe Maddon Day at the community center. After Joe was honored by a number of local and state dignitaries, and a number of high school kids and grade school students asked him some questions.
Being a manager in Major League Baseball comes with a lot of pressure. It's a profession where everyone is always second-guessing you. Chicago Cubs manager Joe Maddon knows this, and he seems to thrive on it.
The world I live in, on a daily basis, there's a lot of hyper-criticism, and honestly, I do kind of dig it. And the reason why, I think, is because I feel very strongly in what I do and how I do it. I believe in what I do and how I do it, and nobody else has ever really walked my shoes to get to that point, to do what I'm doing right now. Nobody in the game right now. So I'm very confident. So if you want to either criticize or second guess me, please do. I probably have a pretty strong answer in return.
However, I don't think anything could have prepared him for the question he received during Joe Maddon Day at the Hazleton One Community Center. 17-year-old Vanessa Clement stepped up to the mic and without hesitation asked if he was a Snaps guy or a Longos guy.
Anybody from Snaps here tonight? Or Longos? That's really an awesome question. It really is. At third base luncheonette where I hung out, they normally had Snaps during the morning. So you didn't have to, you walk over, you grab it on your own. I'm a Snaps guy, but I do like Longos, don't get me wrong, I'm a Snaps guy.
If you're not from the area, you should know there's an age-old passionate debate in Hazleton about the best cold deli-style pizza. My wife will fight anyone who doesn't think Frankie's is the best.
You have the best question of the night, I think. I mean, were you thinking about this when you come? I mean, were you just waiting for that moment?
Yeah, I think about that all the time because I go back and forth, but I love Snaps. I'm happy that Joe Maddon agrees and that we're on the same page about that.
Clement is a part of communities that care. The 17-year-old Hazleton area high school senior really enjoys the program, and currently she's working on a mural near the Pine Street Playground. She encourages others to join CTC by stopping by the Hazleton One Community Center to sign up.
You seem like you're proud of the area, you're proud of this. Joe Maddon, I mean, what do you think of? Are you a sports fan, or are you just proud of Joe because of who he is?
I'm proud of Joe because he came back here, you know, like a lot of people want to just move out of here and forget about it as soon as it becomes successful, but he really cares about this place, and I think that's really great because it's an amazing town with amazing people in it that can come here and work towards their dream, and they can do it, and he's done it, and he's come back, and he's really helping out the area, and I think that's amazing.
Clement was one of a bunch of students who had the chance to ask Maddon a question, and Maddon had some great answers.
Were you the one who named the team the Cubs?
I was not. I was not the one that named the team the Cubs. I would have chosen the Mountaineers probably. When we were here, when we went to high school here back in the day, before you were around, we were the Hazleton High School Mountaineers. And still, that might be, it's probably one of my top 3 favorite nicknames for a team. And I'm very, very proud that I was able to play for the Mountaineers, who never lost to West Hazleton while I was here.
Thank you.
Anybody from West Hazleton?
No matter what your favorite cold pizza is, everyone from the Hazleton area can probably come to agreement on who their favorite manager is in Major League Baseball.
With great pride from 300 and some thousand people in Luzerne County, we love you and great job.
World Series champions, what an accomplishment for Joe Maddon and the Cubs, and how cool for his hometown of Hazleton. There's a lot to be excited about around here, but for right now, take it easy and fly the W.